Happy New Year, saints of God. God bless you. Grace and peace to you for another year that God has graced us to be on earth to pursue his will. And usually about this time of the year, people will start thinking about making changes. They used to be big on doing resolutions, and people are not so resolved anymore. They found it to be a bit overwhelming, and they found it to be something that they really felt like they couldn't accomplish. And so you don't hear a lot about resolutions anymore. The one thing that remains constant, regardless of what your walk of life is, when a year goes out and another year comes in, people begin to reflect. People begin to wonder, how can I make things better for myself when the year comes in? And that's what we're going to talk about for this month of January. And what I'm going to talk about is, how do we pursue our destiny? If you look back on 2017, there were things, I'm sure, I'm guilty, and I've had to lament over the fact there were things that were left undone, things I wanted to accomplish in 2017 that I didn't get to accomplish. There were things that I wanted to obtain. There were things I wanted to have. And 2017 came and left, and I never even got those things, never even tapped into them. And so I began to talk to God about 2018. He began to show me some glorious things about my future and my destiny. But my question remained to God, how do I tap in? I don't want to make the same mistakes in 2018 that I made in 2017. And I begin to think that's probably the mindset of most of the saints of God that listen to me teach, is how do I tap in? What is it that caused my resolutions to feel overwhelming? Why can't I follow through with the things that I believe will make my life better? And so we're going to talk about that in the month of January. Tonight, we're going to talk about pursuing with diligence. We're going to talk about being diligent. Many times the things we don't get is because we are not diligent enough. The word teaches us that those that come to God must believe that he is. And it says, and that we also must believe that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. That word diligence in the Greek comes from a word that is pronounced sude. I hope I'm saying it correctly. Sude is a Greek term that talks about or describes being eager to have, eager to know, being in a hurry to accomplish. That's what diligence is. Diligence is a state of mind that is not a state of mind that's easily distracted. Things can happen. Things can go wrong. Things can begin to move in a different direction than what's expected. But a diligent mindset stays focused and stays on course. And that's what we're going to look at for just a few minutes right now. How diligent have we been? How diligent are we when it comes to pursuing the things of God? How diligent or how eager are we to continue along a path when challenges come? I teach a lot about challenges, and that's because challenges, I find, unlock our potential. Much potential has been lost amongst the saints of God because we did not pursue with diligence. I was taught by my mentor, before God rest her sweet soul, I was taught by my mentor, she was teaching us seeking. And she said to seek is to keep your mind on something until you get it. I've always remembered that. She taught me that some 30 years ago. And I still today remember that and still today believe it. And so if diligence is eager to pursue and eager to accomplish and eager to know. So if you if you keeping your mind on something and you're diligent about it, you're not just thinking about it, you're thinking about it with anticipation. You're thinking about it in a strategic manner. You're eager to make that's on your mind come to pass. And that's what God wants. I'm getting ready to make a statement that I hope is not offensive, but this time of the year particularly is a time of year when people who flow in the prophetic will start talk about how God is getting ready to do great things in the next year, how God is getting ready to open doors in the next year, how God is going to move us into wealthy places in the next year. I'm not here to criticize that. I'm not even here to say that's wrong, but listen to what God spoke to me. He said he established every blessing that we can enjoy on earth. He established it from the foundation of the world. He's not creating any new blessings. There's nothing new to or unusual about what God is doing. It is what he established. There are things that God established for us long before we were even born to earth that are available to us, but we are not getting it because we don't know how to tap into it. One of the things we have lacked is diligence. We will pursue for a while, but if time doesn't make it come to pass, we're ready to give up. We will pursue for a while, but if it becomes too difficult, then we find it overwhelming and we give up. This is not diligence. What we have to do, my brothers and sisters, is go back into our spirits and do what I call a hunger check. How hungry are you? Diligence is an attribute that will create hunger. If we are going to be eager to do the things of God, eager to be able to walk out the will of God, we have to do it with diligence. The enemy is going to throw all kinds of things at us. He's going to do everything to discourage us. He's going to send so much to distract us. But yet, because God is God and he's already established it, our diligence is what's going to make us tap into it. God doesn't have to recreate what he has already done. All we have to do is be obedient enough and be conscientious enough and be diligent enough to pursue what God has for us. Go forth this week. Ask yourself as you go forth this week, how hungry am I? How bad do I want the things of God? Am I willing to deny my flesh the things it's so hungry for, the things I'm so used to feeding it, in order to pursue the things of God? That's a question you have to ask. It's not that God is going to create something new to bring you into your wealthy place. It's that you're going to begin to diligently seek him and get the rewards that you so richly deserve. God bless you. See you next week.